The Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series is proudly brought to you by Sentinel Homes and Hockey New Zealand in association with Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Ford New Zealand, and Sky Sport, your home for hockey.
Hello and welcome here to Massey University at Palmerston North for coverage of the 2021 Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman Hockey Series. We've got the first of the 4 matches between the New Zealand women's team and the Hockeyroos from Australia. These two teams coming into this off the back of a long period of inactivity. No matches for over 12 months. In fact, it's actually 14 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But thankfully we have international hockey back here tonight. And what a matchup it's going to be between the Australians and the New Zealanders. Yes, a special mention to you if you're watching in Australia today, particularly those in Victoria. Fingers crossed these two teams will provide good action all the way through the 4-match series, with Game 2 coming tomorrow, Game 3 on Sunday, and then Game 4 next Tuesday. And of course, all of these players are vying for a spot at the Olympic Games. Only 16 players will make the cut, with a couple of reserves, and the Australians in particular brought 27 players to the series. New Zealand have 22 in their squad, so there's going to be some unlucky players who won't be on the plane to Tokyo. Yeah, Glenn Lama's my name. Cherie Phillips, former Black Sticks players with us in the commentary. Welcome, Cherie. Beautiful night for hockey here in the Manawatu.
Thank you. Yes, it's looking lovely night tonight, and lucky to have no wind, so it should be great sort of weather for a good game tonight.
Now these players, Cherie, I mean, as I touched on in the intro there, so much inactivity internationally for 14 months. I mean, this day has been long anticipated. You could imagine the excitement and nerves in both camps right now.
Oh, definitely. I think that, yeah, like you said, 14 months of not playing any international games has been unpredicted, but I think they're going to be doing their best, and like you said, 16 players are the only ones that could get to go, so I think that these 4 games are pretty essential to cementing a position in the team, so it means a lot to these girls out here, so they're going to have to certainly put their best foot forward to be selected.
All right, well, let's have a look at the two teams for this match tonight. And here is the Australian team. 27 is in their squad, but only 18 will be playing today, including number 18, Jane Claxton, who's their captain today. It's game number 183 for her in her career. There are a couple of new caps today. Number 11, Meg Pearce. So congratulations to her, Brisbane player, originally born in Melbourne. And the other new player, keep your eye, number 16, Courtney Chanel from Sydney, the 20-year-old youngster coming through the system, getting her first cap today. So lots of experience in that Australian team through Claxton, players like Emily Chalker, and of course their keeper Rachel Lynch as well. And here is the Black Sticks team today. No new caps in this lineup today. A lot of familiar names if you're a hockey fan. Stacey Mickelson, the captain. Kayla Whitelock playing at home for the first time in I don't know how long, but anyway, she's back playing here in New Zealand. Sam Charlton, a welcome return to her for the for injury, and Liz Thompson and Grace O'Hanlon. A lot of experience in that Black Sticks lineup today, the Vantage Black Sticks. So that is their team today. The coach is, of course, Graham Shaw, the coach of the New Zealand team, and coaching for the first time, actually, is Katrina Powell, a very good player back in her day. She played 250 games for the Hockeyroos, 3-time Olympic member too, and she gets her first game as coach today for the Hockeyroos. So a new regime coming in now for Australian hockey, with the outgoing regime gone. Controversial regime as it turned out, Cherie, but this is where teams can be quite dangerous. New regime comes in, freshness, lots of enthusiasm coming from the coach.
Yeah, I've attended a couple of their trainings this week, and they've certainly got a good feel and a good vibe amongst the team. Very, very positive. So often, a change can be a good thing. So I guess we'll see how it's made, what positive changes it's made to the team soon.
Now, there's been some fabulous matchups across these two teams as well. New Zealand has beaten Australia in some big matches. As you see, the two umpires come out, Amber Church and Kelly Hudson, and we've got New Zealand, of course, beating Australia to win the gold medal at the Commonwealth Games, and then beating them in Rio in 2016 in the quarterfinals as well, Cherie. So there's a bit of knowledge there that could play into New Zealand's hands here.
Yes, I think that it certainly can, but I think also, that's a while ago now. So, not having played them for such a long time now, I think that, it can go either way. I think whoever turns up on the day is going to certainly, take the win. So, always a good battle. Australia, New Zealand's always a good battle. So.
And we saw a good battle in the men's match as well earlier today. If you missed that game, folks, it was Australia winning that by 3-1, with the winning 2 goals coming near the end of the game. New Zealand locking it up at 1-1 into that fourth quarter, but unfortunately for the Black Sticks, conceding those 2 goals near the end for the Kookaburras to come through and win that match. So here is the Australian team all set here on this turf, which is exactly the same type of turf that will be confronting the players in Tokyo in just a couple of months' time. Stacey Mickelson, the New Zealand captain, bringing her team out onto the pitch. It is game number 288 for Stacey Mickelson today. And she'll be as fit and as motivated as ever as we now stand by for the national anthems of New Zealand, and first, the Australian national anthem. Just like to acknowledge to the long-term partners of hockey, Sentinel Homes, who are the naming rights sponsors of these Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. Can we acknowledge to Vantage Windows and Doors, the principal partner of Hockey New Zealand, and Black Sticks naming rights partner, Hockey New Zealand. Would also like to acknowledge Computer Concepts Limited, Ford, the driving force behind the Vantage Black Sticks, and Sky Sport, the home for hockey. We'll be back for the start of this match right after this.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with Ford Assured Future Value Finance. No deposit needed, and at the end of your payment term, choose from a range of options, including upgrading to a new Ford. Search Ford Escape now. Ford, bring on tomorrow.
Then holding me back.
History has not been kind to our men on cricket's biggest stages.
He's got it! England have won the World Cup!
Now, Sky Sport proudly presents the biggest stage of all, the inaugural ICC World Test Championship Final.
Bowling! Off strikes! India, incredible!
Don't miss the Black Caps versus India.
This is the ultimate test.
Live June 18, only on Sky Sport.
Yes, we're underway here in the hockey. The first of the women's matches in the Trans-Tasman series, the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. Welcome. If you're watching from Australia, we're broadcasting from Palmerston North. And Liz Thompson for New Zealand coming forward here. Finding Mickelson so good on with the ball at her stick. And a good pass. And New Zealand swing on to the attack as King is down there playing forward. Into the circle it comes. Shannon was the target of that pass. And New Zealand will get a long corner. Sam Charlton, good to see her back. She's had her injury problems over the last 6 months. Missed both the Premier Hockey League and the North-South Series with injury. As Australia crowd the circle, trying to defend this first New Zealand attack, and they've done so effectively. And Australia will get the ball. These two have had some good battles over the years. They've got some really good battles, which we'll touch on in just a moment. As Australia look to build from the back, they've certainly been very evenly matched over the last decade, and a lot of these players have played a lot of hockey against each other. Cherie Phillips in commentary today. Yeah, a lot of these players know each other so well, Cherie.
Yeah, they do. They do. It's looking like a pretty good start, though. I think the pressure that the Black Sticks girls are putting on them so far, the pressure's good, so they just need to keep that up. Good width going on there.
Thompson, Mickelson, the target of that pass, and she's done well. She loves to run at defender Stacey Mickelson. So dangerous on the ball. There's the crash ball, and it could go anywhere, and it's going to fall for a New Zealand stick there. It was Charlton looking for a penalty corner, didn't get one. In fact, she concedes the free hit. Charlton a little unlucky there. As Australia get the opportunity to build here with Bone. And now Claxton, the captain, but she's turned over the ball, and Davies, who's also had her injury problems, missed the North-South Series with a broken hand, but she's back playing now. Thompson pulls it back to Megan Hull, such a calm and composed player at the back, as is Whitelock, of course. New Zealand have a lot of defenders at the moment, good quality defenders.
Yeah, they do, and good. They can all sort of rotate through those back four sort of positions as well, so it makes it easy, with especially subbing on and off. They can... they've got good solid bench players coming on as well, so they're very lucky.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how the Australian strikers and attacking midfielders try and put pressure on the New Zealand team, and in fact they're doing that at the moment. They're pressing quite high, and Megan Hull almost losing the ball.
I think they'll be very wary of Kayla coming through too. She's going from sort of deep back, also coming into that centre position as well, so I think they'll be aware of that.
She's playing quite deep at the moment. Played more in a sweeper role recently as Cadell loses the ball. Australia look to counter, but Cadell gets a good stick and has flicked it to Sam Charlton. Gee, those two have played a lot of hockey together. There's Thompson, there's another one. So many experienced players. Played well over 200 games. Mickelson's another one, and she comes forward now. Stacey Mickelson looks to find Shannon. Shannon, early ball into the circle. Cadell can't get there. But Australia will defend. New Zealand have got quality all the way through as Katie Dorr, one of the young players in this Black Sticks lineup, comes forward now, gives it to Cadell, reverse stick shot, and it's been deflected away by the keeper. So long corner is the call. So New Zealand just cool off the moment.
Just need to keep shifting the ball quickly, keep moving the Australian defence so that the gaps open up.
Yeah, New Zealand dominating possession early. Cherie is Stacey Mickelson again, getting plenty of opportunities early to do something, which is an encouraging sign for the Black Sticks.
No, it's good. It's we've certainly had more of the possession so far. Just need to be a bit sort of tighter on the attacking 25, get some better outcomes. We seem to be just that last final touch, just not quite getting the corner or the free hit.
Australia coming away now. Losing control of the ball was Hayes, Greta Hayes. Just a 10th game for Australia for her today. Here's Meg Pearce, one of the debutants on the ball here. Always exciting time to play your first game for your country.
It certainly is. It's one that you'll never forget your debut.
And she's also real toiler is coming into the circle. Here's Malone. O'Hanlon called on. But New Zealand comfortably survived that first attack from Australia. And here's Hope Ralph off the bench, looking to find Olivia Mary up front there, but Edwina Bone has got the call as she inbounds the ball again. Kershaw. There's the ball, Stephanie Kershaw. It's off Mickelson, so it will be New Zealand possession. In fact, it isn't off Mickelson. It will be Thompson to inbound it. And New Zealand just look to cool it down. Steph Dickens, another very solid defender, is out there now.
It's local Manawatu girl. It's good to see a few of them out there.
Absolutely. Olivia Shannon too. So a lot of players from the Central Districts. Kayla Wallach, another, of course. Dickens again looks to find Hull. Control Hull. She often doesn't make any mistakes. She is just such a solid player.
Very solid. Not a lot of errors there.
And a leader, good leadership skills too, I think, too, Cherie. Cadell. So New Zealand dominating possession early, but can't find that finishing touch with a good circle penetration at the moment. But Thompson, such a good player on the ball too, as she squeezes through those two defenders. Couldn't link up with Hope Ralph or perhaps Pearson over there, and now Australia can come away. Well, that's a good ball coming forward here now is Fitzpatrick. Savannah Fitzpatrick coming forward now. Late call up with her sister Maddie. Not ruled out at the last moment. Dickens gets the free hit there. And now Pearson.
It's a good build-up of out of defence there. I think that, there's definitely plenty of yellow players, but we're holding the ball on that left side. I think it'd be good to try to transfer the ball, get onto the, around the outside of the yellow of the Australian team.
There's Dickens. Hull switched over to the right now with Taryn Davey occupying the left defensive position as Katie Dorr tries to find Davey. Free hit there. Kelsey Smith, Hope Ralph on the pitch now. Coach Graham Shaw looks to rotate. It's constant rotation in hockey these days.
Yeah, all players have sort of timings and rotations. They know exactly when they're coming on, who they're coming on for. So it just allows them to be able to go out there at the time they need to be, on the field running hard, and they're always going to get a rest. So it's good.
Well, it's a great pass down to Pearson, but she couldn't control it. So Australia will get the ball, but they're deep inside their own half. And some good pressure coming forward here from these New Zealand players. Ralph, Dorr, Smith as well, looking to put pressure on these Australian defenders, really make it difficult for them to get the ball forward and maybe earn a turnover. They got close to one there, the Black Sticks, but the Hockeyroos survive. Hayes. Davies looking to win the ball, but she'll concede the free hit. Interesting to see Julia King up front at the moment. Too, Shireen. Yeah, she's a noted defender, isn't she?
I've known her to be a defender, possibly midfielder, but I see she's up there at striker, so I look forward to seeing those skills used up there. She's got some amazing skills. So.
Davies crashes it in. Yes, indeed, yes. But she was basically a defender in the North-South series. But that's good. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that from Graham Shaw.
Versatile, you know, if you're trying to make that 16 for the Olympic team, that could be the one thing that gets you there. So keep your options open.
And it also keeps the opposition guessing, because I don't think they would have expected to see Julia King playing so high up the pitch. So let's see if that continues. Davey makes a forward run. It's back in the hands here of Charlton. She'll love being back out on the pitch. Davies settles it down here for Dickens. Nice ball. Right over the far side of the pitch to Davey.
Just again, that final pass when we're sort of getting into that taking 25. Just need to take a bit more care. You know, stick to stick, get an outcome.
Australia not getting too much possession so far in these first 10 minutes. New Zealand dominating possession.
Good ball movement, in and out, sort of through that central position.
Here's Whitelock, who's trying to get to her 5th Olympics. That puts her in real elite company across any sport. Not many New Zealanders have been to 5 Olympics as an athlete.
It's pretty amazing achievement.
And Nick Willis and Valerie Adams are about to go to their 5th Olympics. We know that. So Whitelock trying to join them. I think only Mark Todd and Andrew Nicholson have 6. The equestrian riders, Hull. So she's right up there. Kayla Whitelock occupying that central defensive position at the moment. Fran Davies. I think it came off an Australian player. It should be the ruling. There's the ruling from Amber Church, the umpire. Hull.
It's really good patience coming out of the back there. I think that there's no rush. No, they're not going to try and look through the midfield. If it's not open, they're just holding it through the back.
Oh, that's lovely one-touch passing as Charlton comes through the centre now. Charlton's got Mickelson in a dangerous position. Mickelson will run at the defence here for sure. Mickelson to the circle's edge. There she goes, Stacey Mickelson, and it's still there for New Zealand. Australia desperately trying to get rid of it. And we've got a stick tangle going on, but Sam Charlton wins that battle finally. Gets a free hit just on the circle's edge. Charlton back to Taryn Davey. He switched over to the right now as Whitelock comes forward. New Zealand will keep the pressure on here through Hull. 4 players in the circle. But Australia defend well. They occupy the space pretty well. Here comes the cross coming in there from New Zealand, but they couldn't get the free hit from Davies.
Yeah, that's a tough call there. I think that, that back stick rule, I think that, that these days, it's an interesting call, that one. Let's just leave it at that.
Here's Bone, Kershaw trapping the ball nicely, and now there's space here. Coming through here for Fitzpatrick. Early ball. Couldn't be controlled there by Chalker. Very experienced player, real live wire. She's playing her 245th game for Australia, Emily Chalker. Real leaders and experienced players in this Australian team. There's Edwina Bone. goes to Jenner. Now over to Taylor. Barton coming forward now for Australia. Good pass. Lovely little pass to Kershaw, but good tackle coming in there. And it was Hull. She's just a rock at the back.
Great pressure from New Zealand there to force that turnover. I think that the front runners there were doing some, really hard running. So that's created right from the start, right from the front line, putting in those hard yards and putting the pressure on the Australian girls.
Oh, a good interception. Now Australia can turn player open there if they can get it to her. Player open was Comerford. She couldn't get it. Here she comes. Laura Barton into the circle. Barton looking to get a shot on goal. Can't do so. And Thompson, as we've seen so many times over the years, is very composed. Now Shannon in space. Olivia Shannon. She got Olivia Mary up there. And look at the space here for New Zealand. There's a chance for Smith. And she is wide, Olivia Mary. Crowd thought it was a goal, but it wasn't.
Oh, I think we all thought that was a goal. Just went wide.
Well, unfortunately, as we see New Zealand attack again, and almost scoring was Kelsey Smith.
Great turnover there. Good tackle from Kelsey Smith, and then the shot just going just wide. Where was our postie when we need them there?
Well, a couple of opportunities. The two best chances for New Zealand in the last minute of this first quarter. There's Stacey Mickelson getting in there, making a nuisance of herself once again. She's so good on the ball and delivers a beautiful pass. And that's just eluded Rose Cadell just in the last few seconds of this first quarter, which has been a dominant quarter for New Zealand. But just like the men's match we saw earlier today, no goals in this first quarter. But certainly New Zealand imposing themselves in these first 15 minutes. It is New Zealand 0, Australia 0 after the first quarter. What do you like about what you've seen from New Zealand so far, Cherie?
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty happy with that first quarter. I think that they certainly had more possession. I think we've certainly had a lot more attacking opportunities. A couple there just going just slightly wide. So I think that they will, look at making sure they've got those attackers in the right position. Great again. Obviously I'm a defender, so I'm always going to praise the defence, but I think they've really taken control of the game, and I think they've held the ball well. I think they've transferred, and even just finding those players in the centre positions there to be able to outlet, and they're creating that overload. It's good. It's a good start.
Let's have a look at these highlights. And here's Shannon. This was right before half-time. What a pass. Just love all the space there for Smith. And then Mary got the touch, but she couldn't quite get on target. And then just seconds later, we saw Smith again. And that's actually a pretty good stop by the keeper. She just got the toenail to it, eh?
Yeah, she did. Just got a tip on it.
Rachel Lynch, the Rio Olympian for Australia. And here's Graham Shaw barking out his instructions here. What about the Australians, though, Cherie? What would you like to see from them now going in the second quarter? Perhaps they were hoping to achieve in the first, but didn't.
Well, I think they'll just be wanting to actually just retain the ball. I don't think that they have had much ball actually in that whole first quarter. I think it's all been, we have been dominating, we have been controlling what they're having to do. So I think that their coach was saying to them, they need the ball, you need to hold it and make sure that your outletting is going to an Australian person rather than, those turnovers. But again, that's come from, our girls, our Black Sticks girls, just the pressure has forced those turnovers. So
second quarter is underway as Dickens tries to find King, but Somerville Somerville goes back to kick the ball now. She's playing just her third game for her country. Ooh, and Shannon almost got a stick on that. In fact, she didn't get a stick on it. I thought there might have been a slight deflection off Olivia Shannon's stick, but it's going to be, in fact, New Zealand's ball inside the Australian quarter. That's Hull. Great pass. Unfortunately, Liz Thompson couldn't quite control that one. Liz Thompson coming up to 200 games for New Zealand now, and she's still only 26. There's a lovely touch from Comerford, and now Malone comes forward. 4 New Zealand defenders back there, though, as Malone can't go through that wall of black players. And now Shannon. Sneaks over Charlton's stick. Can she rescue the situation? She can't. Now Peris. Brooke Peris, one of Australia's most experienced players, but look at Hull controlling that ball at the back there.
Exactly. She's an amazing player, and just the patience, and just that control back there. It's not a lot will get through.
Dickens over to Thompson. Nicholson. Whoops. For once, her great stick work eluded her on that occasion. There she is, fighting hard to win back the ball for the Black Sticks, and she's done so brilliantly there. Stacey Mickelson. Good pressure coming from Chalker, though. Those two have had some great battles down through the years. As Dickens calmly back to her captain. There's a lovely ball to Smith. And starting to come back into some good form, Kelsey Smith. But Claxton has robbed her of the ball. Oh, great tackle from Smith. Mary's to her left. Oh, she couldn't quite get it over to the left-hand side, where two players were unmarked, Cherie.
Yes, I know. I think she could have potentially even just taken that a little bit further on her own, but she wants to look for those players in that pass, so it'll come.
Smith earns a long corner there for New Zealand. Here's Pearson and Shannon were up there in attacking opportunities. Charlton plays it into the circle towards her old buddy Stacey Mickelson. Reverse stick! And it's been lifted, so it's going to be Australian ball. I love the intensity that New Zealand have started the second quarter as well, and straight away Australia, their own worst enemies there, Cherie, conceding possession.
That awesome pressure from the strikers. I mean, they've caused it yet again, another turnover.
Here's a chance. Smith on the rebound, and it's going to be Australian ball. That's how quick things can happen in hockey.
And again, that free hit was taken outside the 25, so it can go directly into the circle. So great vision, an awesome pass.
Cadell coming forward. Signs are looking good here for New Zealand. Oh, it's Smith picking up the loose ball. Looks to create something in the circle. Cadell chases through, but it's going to be Taylor who will look to calmly get rid of the ball. Somerville too.
Yeah, well done, Kelsey Smith.
Smith really having some influence now. She wins another free hit on the circle's edge. Mickelson, Cadell, Shannon, Mary. That's quite an imposing forward line that New Zealand has. And Australia survive as they get possession. While they're hanging on, Australia, the Hockeyroos.
Yeah, they're not really managing to get that ball out of their defensive 25 with ease. There doesn't seem to be a lot of options, which is a good setup for New Zealand.
Here they come. Moving it quickly downfield now, the Australians. And that's come off Liz Thompson for a long corner. Wilson. Georgie Wilson. Kershaw played it in. Australia looking to get it in there, but Katie Dawes got it. Katie Dawes, young star course, just fresh on the scene at international level. Just 19 years of age. Kershaw's got it again for Australia. This is looking promising. Good tackle from Cadell, but it's still there. Look at all the yellow jumpers in the circle. Still there for Australia. Penalty corner is conceded by New Zealand. Well played by Australia there.
Yeah, you've got to protect your feet in that circle. I think that was well played by Australia. Just getting that onto the foot there in that corner. It's important that the defenders need to protect your feet while they're in that circle.
This is the 47th game between these two countries since 2010, and it's New Zealand 15 wins, Australia 18 wins and 13 draws. So it's pretty close between these two.
It's very close.
So Australia have the opportunity with the first penalty corner. Bone and Jenner waiting at the top. It's going to go to Jenner, who takes the shot, but it's been ricocheted away. And it's going to be another penalty corner.
Very interesting to see a straight shot. You don't often see a straight shot these days. Most of the time it's drag flick. But not a bad outcome there to get into the corner.
Yeah, I guess doing it like that, just a split second slower, isn't it? Let's see what Australia do this time. It's going wider this time, and there's the shot. It's been deflected away by O'Hanlon. It looks like they were trying to play for the deflection there, Cherie.
Yes, that left side deflection there, which I think that O'Hanlon, Grace, well done there, because I think she just got that, just a slight deflection there, which was good.
Yeah, O'Hanlon, quality keeper. Ironically, she's born in Australia.
She's a Kiwi, deep down Kiwi though.
100%. Jenna flicks it across the bone. Australia look to get the pressure on here. Whitelock trying to win the ball there for New Zealand. And Nicholson couldn't get it to Whitelock, but it's back in New Zealand's possession.
Yeah, well defended there by New Zealand. That was good. Nice, calm, staying low to win that, to get that 16-yard hit.
Whitelock plays it back to Dickens. Whoops, that going slightly astray. Taryn Davey lost her footing just a bit. So a bit of pressure now. Australia getting some possession and some position on the field.
Yeah, it just seems to be just changed a little bit in that start of the second quarter. I think that we just need to get back to that composure, holding the ball, just making those good passes and good sort of passes out of deep defence there. I think that we just go back to that structure again of going into the midfield, in and out, to then go around.
Bone. Australia have two in the circle. They've lost control of that one. And now they'll look to try and win the ball back. And they're pressing quite high here, Cherie. They've got six players up there.
The Australians are almost doing what we've done to them in the first quarter, so...
But if New Zealand can break it, like they're threatening to do here, there will be space. And here's Mickelson in some space, which she plays an early ball, but she was not quite accurate with that pass to King. Kershaw, good control from her. Hayes. Kershaw, nice run. Oh, that would have been interesting if she controlled that one.
Yes. Just getting, they're managing to sort of that breakthrough, just breaking through that sort of defence there and finding those high players, which we just need to mark a little bit tighter.
There's
But
Dickens
lucky on that one.
getting in a little bit of traffic to get through. Davies came back and helped her, and Pearson turns quickly, but Somerville concedes the free hit, and Pearson. Holly Pearson takes it quickly now. Shannon in space. Hope Ralph up there with her as well. Ralph in possession right now. Free hit conceded by Australia. Hope Ralph. Shannon up there in the circle. Pearson too, as Davies looks to try and find Pearson but can't find her. And Australia looking to calmly come away once again through Malone. Short pass to Pearce. Good tackle from Whitelock. Whitelock's got it. And Dorr flicks it across to King. Pearson and Shannon in the circle. So too Ralph. A long corner for New Zealand. There's not plenty of time left in this second quarter. Still no goals though.
No, we haven't had a penalty corner yet either, so they'll be trying hard to try and earn a corner to see what we've got of that option.
Here's Whitelock.
Yeah, great use.
What
great
an
use
accurate
of that.
pass. Pearson's in space here. Keeper's out though. Did a great job to stop that one. Brilliant stop there from Lynch. It was right on her boot, and now the Australians are off and running here through Kershaw. Early ball. Oh, if that was controlled up front there, that could have been really interesting there. Katie Dorr has it, and now Davey. Oh, Davies lost it. Now here's a chance for Australia. Can they get a shot on target here? Oh, it's been infringement from Australia. Well, they're creating a few opportunities, the Hockeyroos.
They've had a couple of shots on goal now, which they'll be quite happy about. Not really too threatening on those shots, though. But with putting more pressure, I think in the first quarter they fell away a little bit in their press, but now they're actually coming right up on us. So we just need to keep that ball moving.
Charlton, a stray pass picked off by Claxton and also by Malone. Now Comerford, and here is Malone looking for a penalty corner. Play on. There is the first goal to Australia. Fantastic finish, and it is Rosie Malone who has put it past O'Hanlon and given the Hockeyroos the lead.
Yeah, that's a great shot to the corner there. There's not a lot that Grace can do on that shot. Again, just poor turnover on sort of further up the field there that then caused the overload into our circle. So changes the game now.
Well, it certainly does, and you have to give the Australians props here, Cherie. They've come back into this game nicely, and, well, they made no mistake there with Malone putting it past.
No, the New Zealand girls won't be happy with that. I think that we've sort of had the control of the game, and then just a sort of slight few errors there, but that's all right.
Well, Malone gets her 13th goal in her 52nd game for the Hockeyroos. Gold Coast girl, debuted against Spain back in 2018, and thoroughly deserved goal too, because Australia are really getting more possession now. And here they come again, looking to play an early ball in. Whitelock got a timely stick in there for New Zealand, and Hull wins the free hit.
New Zealand just needs to go back to just the basics, just giving the early ball, giving the early option. I think that we've just tried to probably carry it a bit too long, as opposed to giving that pass to the person that's free.
Well, Sam Charlton immediately under pressure from Wilson. Charlton's got it. Hull over to Whitelock, who's playing on the right at the moment. Smart play there. Whitelock wins the free hit. Charlton looks to find space on the left. Mary comes over for a rear touch. Haven't really seen too much of her. Good pass from her to Cadell. Oh, lovely little switch there from Smith. Almost created something. And again, that New Zealand forward line showing glimpses of good play.
Yeah, good space out. Looking for that space out there on that left-hand side there. I think that's the space that they need to try and get into more of, because of the Australian girls pushing so high. It's going to leave spaces.
Shannon into the circle, looking for that penalty corner, and she's got it. Olivia Shannon earns a penalty corner. First off the game for the Black Sticks. Shannon has got a huge future in this game, and a big imposing player, loves to run at defenders. Shannon getting the call for New Zealand there. So first opportunity here for the Black Sticks. Marion Dickens. Stacey Mickelson just injecting as she normally does. Keep your eye on her. She'll hover around that post. Looking for that deflection. Mickelson comes over to Dickens. Another penalty corner as it thumps into the shin pads there of number 20, Carrie Somerville. So New Zealand quickly back into their work here through Mickelson. There it goes, Dickens again, into the keeper this time. And third penalty corner.
Do you stick with the drag flick, or are they going to use an option?
Well, we'll see if they change it up this time. Mickelson is again playing it to Dickens. Oh, it's not trapped this time by Cadell. So New Zealand have to go to plan B, and it's Mary who has lost the ball, and now these situations can be dangerous. Does Australia come forward here? This is Malone again. Emily Talker up there too. Still there for Australia, but it's going to be a long corner. Well, that went horribly wrong for the Black Sticks from that penalty corner. Let's see if Australia can make them pay. Brooke Peris into the circle she comes. It's not controlled there by Mickelson. But thankfully it's come off the Australian stick and it's going to be New Zealand ball. Well, it's turned over and Australia have got it again. It's a good take there from number 20, Megan Hull. Mickelson, she's lost it. Australia, Katie Dorr, that was a timely interception. And it's going to be New Zealand ball. Now, what's happened in this second quarter?
Just lost a little bit of the composure, I think, on the ball. Again, if you look at how New Zealand, Australia are lining up, they're all in that half. So they need to be hitting the help side, so the other side where the ball's not, that's where all the space is.
Smith, great turn, into the circle she comes. And it's a free hit right on the edge as Thompson takes it quickly for the Black Sticks. Penalty corner again for the Black Sticks. 30 seconds out from half-time.
Well done from Liz Thompson. That was a great pick-up and nice drag there around the Australian player to earn that penalty corner. So good work there.
So now the Black Sticks will be wanting to execute this. Probably a bit tighter than the last three they've had.
See, they've swapped, they've got Megan Hull at the top there now.
A very accurate player, Miri as well. As Mickelson injects once again. It's going to be Hull this time to play it. And it's stumped into the keeper almost there for Hope Ralph. But it's going to be a long corner. Oh, those are agonising, those ones, Cherie.
I know. Just an unlucky bounce there.
New Zealand have got 20 seconds to equalise here. Pearce. It's Thompson trying to win the ball. Thompson there. But I think time's going to elude New Zealand to get an equaliser before half-time here. And that will be the end of the half here in the first of the women's Trans-Tasman matches in the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. We go back to that last play. Let's have a look and see how close Hope Ralph was here. Here's Ralph sneaking around and it just eludes the stick there of Hope Ralph.
Good save from the keeper there.
She's had a great first half as Rachel Lynch. So it's Australia with the advantage here at half-time. They lead the Black Sticks by 1-0.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with Ford Assured Future Value Finance. No deposit needed, and at the end of your payment term, choose from a range of options, including upgrading to a new Ford. Search Ford Escape now. Ford, bring on tomorrow.
Been holding me back.
has not been kind to our men on cricket's biggest stages.
He's got it! England have won the World Cup!
Now, Sky Sport proudly presents the biggest stage of all, the inaugural ICC World Test Championship Final.
India, incredible!
Don't miss the Black Caps versus India.
This is the ultimate test.
Live June 18, only on Sky Sport.
So it's half-time here in the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman women's match. Game number 1 of 4 over the next few days. And it's Australia through Rosie Malone, who got the first goal, leading 1-0. We're delighted, of course, that long-term partner of hockey here in New Zealand, Sentinel Homes, has joined us as naming rights partner for the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. We'd also like to acknowledge Vantage Windows and Doors, the principal partner of Hockey New Zealand and the Black Sticks naming rights partner. Hockey New Zealand would also like to acknowledge Computer Concepts Limited, Ford, the driving force behind the Vantage Black Sticks, and Sky Sport, the home for hockey. And of course, the Polytan turf here being used here at Massey University is exactly the same as the one that will be used at the Tokyo Olympics. So some good experience that all these players are getting on this turf, not only tonight, but over the next 3 days. And I'm pleased to report it's very chilly here in Palmerston North, but at least it is calm. And there's no sign of rain here. It's actually a very pleasant night for the first international hockey of, well, the last 14 months for both of these two teams. It's actually quite balmy here. I've just been told it's 4 degrees here in Palmerston North right now. Here are the highlights of the first half, and you've got to give Australia credit. They came back nicely after a really, I guess, what's the word I was looking for? I was probably going to use a word that was a bit harsh, actually. Quiet first quarter for them. They really came back nicely in that second quarter, absorbed that pressure that New Zealand were able to throw at them, and then put that goal in the back of behind Grace O'Hanlon to take the lead by 1-0. Rosie Malone, the goal scorer for Australia. Born and bred on the Gold Coast, and fabulous finish by her, and it's really changed the dynamics of this game quite substantially, where New Zealand was dominating in the first half but dominating in the first quarter rather, but couldn't replicate that in the second quarter. Reminding you, we'll be back here tomorrow for game number 2 of the series, and we'll see game number 2 first between the men's, the Black Sticks and the Kookaburras. If you missed that match earlier today, the Kookaburras won the first encounter today by 3-1. It was 1-1 in the fourth quarter, but New Zealand conceded those 2 late goals to concede the match 3-1. So they'll be on in action 5:30 tomorrow night, and then we'll see the women in action again at 7:30, and then game number 3 of the series will be on Sunday. We're going to see the women first that day. I think it's a midday start, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll get it right, it's a 1 o'clock start, to be followed by the men's match at 3 o'clock, and then we'll see the final matches played next Tuesday night, which hopefully the series will be still alive heading into those matches coming up on Tuesday night. We're standing by for some interviews with some coaches, with Cherie Phillips, hopefully very shortly. Graham Shaw and, of course, Katrina Powell, who's having actually her first game as the Australian coach. She's the first women's coach of the Hockeyroos for 43 years, which is quite an amazing stat. What a player she was. 250 games for the Hockeyroos over a 10-year period, scored 141 goals, retired after the Olympic Games in Athens in 2004, finished her career as a dual Olympic gold medalist and a 3-time Olympian, and now she's taken over as coach, trying to breathe a breath of fresh air into what's been, probably a less than satisfactory last couple of years for the Australian women's team. But of course, they've always produced great players over many, many years and are never to be underrated. So we will see how they will go in the second half. I'm sure that she would love to see a replica of what we've seen in the second quarter, where Australia really came back into the game nicely and in a way deserved their lead. That they were able to get together through that goal to Rosie Malone. There's been some very good performances from several of the Australian players. And their keeper too, Rachel Lynch, is also not to be underestimated. She made a couple of excellent stops. All right, I think we're standing by now with Cherie Phillips, who has the Australian coach Katrina Powell with her.
How have you found the game so far?
Yeah, look, I think we had a nervous, tentative start, and probably more so the first quarter, and found our feet a bit more in the second quarter.
And half-time, what are you looking to improve?
Yeah, look, we're looking to use the width a bit more. Our full press really worked for us at times, so we're hoping to have a bit more consistency with that.
Good luck.
All right, Katrina Powell there. And now we're standing by for Graham Shaw, the Black Sticks coach, and he is now with
So, Graham,
Cherie.
you're pretty happy with the first quarter, maybe not so much second quarter?
Yeah, I thought we started the game quite well. I mean, haven't played a game in such a long period. I thought the tempo, the quality of our connections were quite good around the field. And as you say, maybe just dropped off a little bit in the second quarter, particularly in the last kind of 6-7 minutes. So we're just asking to see if we can get good structure again and start to connect a little bit better again.
Okay, good luck for the second half.
No, thank you.
All right, there we are, Graham Shaw. So almost set for the second half here. It's Australia leading by 1-0. They're looking to replicate the result of the men's team earlier tonight, which beat New Zealand 3-1. First international hockey for both of these teams since the Pro League was curtailed for these two teams in early 2020. The Pro League has actually been back up and running in Europe, but of course we won't see New Zealand and Australia back in action until next month, when these teams will meet in Perth on the way to Tokyo. And I guess we'll see the Olympic squads in action in those two games. Of course, only 16 will get on the plane for the Olympic Games. And New Zealand has 22 players in their squad at the moment, Australia 27. So there's going to be a lot of players who won't be boarding that plane, but will be very keen to take their opportunity here. As we get the second half underway, and it's going to be Australia with the ball, the Hockeyroos looking to capitalise and maybe grow their 1-0 lead. And New Zealand will want to see more of what we saw from them in the first quarter. But Australia pressing high here, Cherie, putting pressure on New Zealand.
They certainly are. Already you can see that they've pushing up really high on the back four, limiting their options to be able to pass out and transfer out.
We'll see how New Zealand defenders handle that, including Kayla Whitelock. Nice pass over to Liz Thompson. And now Mickelson makes a run. Good pass from Thompson. What can Mickelson cook up here? Has Shannon on the ball now. Gives it back to Mickelson. Going to continue that attack with Shannon, but Shannon concedes the free hit. Paris coming forward for Australia. Better composure from Australia since the quarter, but that pass has gone astray, and Thompson picks up the loose ball. Hull over to Whitelock, and now it's going to be Davies. This is Sam Charlton. Good pass over to Pearson. Looking to build on this left-hand side. Pearson muscles her way through. Like that play. Here's the play. Open goal! Oh! King has let a royal opportunity go there.
Just couldn't quite hold on to it right on that corner.
Oh, what an attack from New Zealand down the left. You can see King, there she is, right on the right-hand side of the screen, unmarked, past the boot of Lynch. And the picture told the story.
She won't be happy with that, but that's okay. Great build-up, though. Great use of that baseline.
It was wonderful play. But still no joy for New Zealand. No goals in this game. Pearce has lost the ball over the line there with that pass. So New Zealand can come forward again through Thompson. There is the run from Mickelson. It is controlled nicely that time by Wilson. Mickelson tries to intercept the ball, and she's done brilliantly. Now Shannon can run at the defenders. Mickelson controls it beautifully at the circle's edge. Mickelson! And it is saved, still in the field of play, and it's gone back for a long corner. Good stop by the keeper there, Cherie.
Yeah, great, nice shot too. Nice getting that ball into the reverse and getting that quick hit away.
Charlton looking to get things going again. King wins a free hit again. Mary Shannon hovering right in front of the goal mouth. Mickelson plays it towards. Here's a big chance for King. King! And again, the angle shut down. So the Australian keeper's doing a good job in this game. Cadell's lost it. Now Australia can counter. And away comes Comerford. Oh, Whitelock put herself in just the right spot there, Cherie.
Always seems to be in the right spot.
She does it, doesn't she? Those players are worth their weight in gold, as Davies looks to create, and she's got that onto the foot there of an Australian player, Kershaw. Hull. Steph Dickens. Straight back out there now. Charlton goes back to Dickens. Looks like the Australians have made a change to their keeper at halftime. The two with Jocelyn Bartram out there now. Already affecting a good stop is Davies. Plays it down. Lovely control there by Cadell. But what a tackle. Oh, lovely touch from Comerford. And now Chanel comes forward. This is Hayes now in possession for Australia. Some good skill from both teams as Hay brings this ball into the circle. Davey tries to win it, can't do so. And Chanel's won a long corner for Australia.
Great work there by Steph Dickens, just protecting her feet and not giving away a corner there.
So Claxton's going to take it. This is Sophie Taylor, now Somerville. And Claxton's gone wide. She crashes it in, but it's taken by Thompson. Good stop from her and Taryn Davey. Looking for some buddies wearing the black to help her out, as Thompson is one of those players.
Good patience coming out of the defence there. Just trying to get that free hit or that sort of first force the ball over to get the sideline hit. So well done to Liz Thompson.
Oh, Mary's going to pick up the loose ball here, but she's on her lonesome. Got Hope Ralph with her. Smith runs forward too. Mickelson's right there as Ralph tries to round defenders. Oh, and it's going to be Australian possession.
I think she thought that might have been her free hit for that bit of that tackle before that. We haven't seen much of Liv Mary in the game yet.
No, she's been very quiet. Of course, she won the New Zealand Player of the Year award recently. Olivia Mary, as Mickelson plays a lovely touch there to Dorr. Katie Dorr into the circle, looking for that penalty corner. Still looking, referee says play, umpire says play on rather. And the Australians have got the ball through Wilson. And she holds it right in the corner. And she found a way to outlet the ball, but it's been taken by Davey. And now it's back into Dickens. Thompson free on the left. Cadell. New Zealand looking to keep the pressure on. Yes, look, Mary has 10 goals in the Pro League, still leading. They're the leading goal scorer in the Pro League. Hasn't played for 14 months. And now, Dorr. In fact, that's Thompson in the corner. But she can't get it through. Australia had 5 players around Liz Thompson. Nice control by Smith in the corner. Keeps it in. It's going to be New Zealand balls. Good play from Kelsey Smith. So New Zealand going all the way back here to Hull and now Dickens.
Good control of the ball there. Just trying to sort of bring those Australian players out to create space. We've got speed, especially amongst our front runners. They need some space to be able to use it.
And now Thompson. Hull. And New Zealand just quite patient at the moment.
That's all they need to do, is just be patient, wait until that pass is open, hold the ball.
Dickens, good work from her. She made something from pretty much nothing there as Dorr. Outlets beautifully there to Mickelson, who can run at the Rose defenders again. Good tackle coming in there. That was excellent play there from Chanel, the youngster. She did really well.
It was good patience in that tackling. It was actually a really good tackle. Stacey Mickelson, we all know that she's one of the hardest players to tackle, so well done to the Australian girls there.
They've actually done really well to keep her quiet, Cherie, haven't they, in this game so far? Smith, who's proved very useful.
Here we go.
Now Mickelson's in space on this right-hand flank again. She passes this time, though, to Ralph. Ralph can cross it in. Delicately, it's away by the keeper, but it is a penalty corner.
I think we've got there, like that play then came from, that great patience around the back. And again, just holding that ball, waiting for the space to open, to then be able to penetrate the circle.
Umpire Kelly Hudson not wasting any time there, awarding that penalty corner to New Zealand. I think that might be their 5th penalty corner.
Yeah, I think so. Four in that second quarter.
Yeah. But they haven't executed any of them particularly well so far. So Hull again, and Mary. Mickelson injects to Mary this time. Oh, lovely little back play. There's the play to Mickelson. But Bartram was open to it. It was just all a little bit telegraphed, wasn't it, Cherie?
It was. I think perhaps one too many. The keeper had that under control. Never looked like getting past her there.
Mary looks to create something by the baseline. And it looks like one of the Australian players.
Yeah, came up off the Australian defender there, so
Wilson,
up into herself. So
penalty
corner. So well done, Olivia Mary.
Yeah, Wilson, the player, doing the defending there. So again, New Zealand not being shy on earning penalty corners in this game. Let's see if New Zealand can execute this one with a bit more fluency.
Yeah, I'd like to see Olivia Mary just have a hit.
Have a crack, yeah.
Yep. I'm a huge fan of just the hit down that right post. I think that's she's well known for her strike. So let's see if they go for this option.
So here's Mickelson once more. Out it goes, and it is going to be Mary. She's going to have a crack. It's defended and blocked there by one of the Australians. Still there. And look at the enthusiasm on the bench for the Australians there. They love that commitment. And away comes Malone.
Defended from Australia there.
Now this can be dangerous. There's a player open on the right here. Here they come, the Hockeyroos. This is Greta Hayes into the circle. Still there. Oh, it needed to be defended by Mickelson, who got back there. A penalty corner appeals, and they go answered by the umpire. So it's going to be Australia who bounce right back right at the end of this third quarter. Here it is again, and this is Hayes just flicking it over. Kershaw was the target.
Yeah, it looks like it just came up off one of our black sticks, sticking into the body there. So much a similar thing that just happened down the other end. So that counter-attack, just need to be careful with that.
There goes the injection, and now Australia look to double their lead, and it's saved nicely by O'Hanlon.
Great save there by Grace.
Long corner, though, for Australia. Claxton to take it. Australia swing it to the left, and they'll come back towards the centre, and they've lost that over the baseline. It's going to be a New Zealand 16-yard hit. And Australia pressing high again here, Cherie.
Yeah, it seems to work well for them when they do. I think they need to probably continue doing that, because when they're putting us under pressure in those sort of deep pockets there, it's been, it's hard for us to get that ball out.
Well, Katie Dawes gone on a great pass there. Australia now got a back pedal as Hope Ralph. Plays a nice ball back to Mary as she plays it in. Deflection almost in front of Olivia Shannon, but it's been deflected off an Australian stick, so it still will be New Zealand ball. Charlton back out there now. So to Whitelock. Davey wants it on this left-hand side. And that's been lifted into the circle. Couldn't quite get the timing right there, Taryn Davey. Now maybe New Zealand can put pressure on this defensive line for Australia. Shannon looking to do just that on Brooke Paris. So to Mary. They've earned a turnover.
Great pressure again.
Well, both teams are pressing quite well at the moment, Cherie.
Yeah, it's working. So they just need to both keep doing it. You know, it's earning those turnovers, which is what they need.
Claxton's got it for Australia. Pearce comes back on. Oh, poor pass, but it's bounced off the stick there of Pearson. Oh dear. And it's going to be a green card for Holly Pearson. So New Zealand down to 10 for the next 2 minutes. Chance for Australia here into the circle. Davies gets rid of it.
Yeah, just a silly error there. I just think that keep that composure. Being one player down, it's just not what we need right now.
Definitely not. It's Pearce. Now Australia looking through Bone here. Boy, if they could pinch another goal here in these last couple of minutes, it's going to be a long way back for New Zealand in this last quarter. Does Australia take it quickly? Oh, great tackle coming in from Davies. And she flicks it there to Hope Ralph brilliantly.
Yeah, but you can see we're down one striker, which we earn that turnover, but we've got only one striker as an option to pass to.
Mickelson is dispossessed. Picking up the loose ball, Thompson. Brilliant play from her. Look at that. Sneaking through. Charlton. Back to Whitelock and now Dickens. Davies with a one-touch pass over to Mickelson. Pearson's still got about a minute to go on her green card. Thompson just happy to hold the ball for the meantime. As the clock winds down in this third quarter. No goals in it, just that goal to Rosie Malone in the second quarter of this contest. Australia leading 1-0. King, of course, had that big chance to equalise in this quarter. Now she's on the ball here, Julia King. Triple team though, but she still wins the free hit. Charlton. Thompson goes back to Whitelock, and now New Zealand back to 11 players. Pearson's been substituted with Mary back on the field, but Mickelson has given away the ball.
Just can't quite get that last pass going.
Oh, poor ball, turnover there, Mary! Saved by Bartram. Well, that was happening with 45 seconds to go. New Zealand now have conceded another free hit. Well, there was a big chance for Mary. She had oodles of space, maybe too much space.
Yeah.
That was a poor pass.
Didn't quite hit that corner on that shot. Good position there. Didn't quite connect with that shot there.
Didn't quite get the timing, did she?
No.
Almost bounced into the turf.
Probably not expecting it.
No. As Australia look to soak up these last few seconds before three-quarter time. And they've done so well in that quarter through Kershaw. So Australia will go to the three-quarter break confident. Still not unassailable lead rather. It is 1-0 as Rosie Malone in the white headband there, the only goal scorer in the game. Well, it's going to be really interesting to see how New Zealand respond with this challenge. Probably good to have a challenge like this in the first game of the series. Maybe being the better of the two teams just.
Yeah, I'd say it's been pretty even. I think we've probably had a few more opportunities with goal-scoring opportunities. Probably haven't been executed. I think that New Zealand won't be happy. The scoreboard doesn't probably reflect those opportunities. But again, when you look at the replays, we've had shots. We just haven't quite managed to put it away.
Well, that was Mickelson. And then this one here to King. It was just deflected wide by Bartram. And then there's been lots of penalty corner opportunities, Cherie, but New Zealand really haven't executed any of them particularly well.
No, I think that they would look at, having 6 penalty corners so far. You'd hope that they would have executed at least one of them by now. They'll need to probably go back and have a look at those and look at the options they're taking and why they're not working.
Well, that was right at O'Hanlon. She deflected that one wide.
Here's the shot here coming from Olivia Mary.
Mary, yes.
Just doesn't quite connect with it.
Yes, and of course Julia King in that quarter two had that pretty much open goal.
Just didn't quite get control of that ball to be able to get that shot away.
Well, 15 minutes to go in this contest to win match day one of the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. If you've been watching both games, thank you for joining us. Hope you've been enjoying the games. I must repeat too, the Australian men won the first men's contest by 3-1. Can the Australian Hockeyroos do the double here? King looks to milk another free hit, maybe even a green card there, but wasn't successful as Davey swings it back to Whitelock. That was Megan Hull. Down it goes to Mickelson. Mickelson really hasn't been able to do some damage as she was tackled comfortably there by 4 Australians who surrounded her. And now the Hockeyroos through Kershaw. There's Malone, the goal scorer. Kershaw gets it again. One touch pass to Malone. Can she get it again? She can't as Davey gets the ball. And Australia settle it down to one of the more experienced players here. This is Bone. Plays it directly into the circle, but no touch on it. Back to the 16-yard hit for New Zealand. Hull.
That was a great little one-later toss there, isn't it?
Here's Pearson. Pearson passes to Shannon. Shannon off the reverse stick. Can she get a shot here? Olivia Shannon, or at least a penalty corner. No, she's been penalised.
Just couldn't quite get it onto the foot. I think she was trying.
She really wanted to have a lash at it, didn't she? Maybe there, but...
Just could have taken a shot there, but then couldn't quite get that foot.
It's been turned over and New Zealand are back in possession in the circle. Oh! There is the equaliser!
Great deflection there.
Well, New Zealand are back on level terms, and Shannon's got the last touch and scored the goal. Let's have a look here. It was Mary who jumped on this loose pass, and then Charlton crashed it in. Oh, clever finish there from Shannon. She's got some skills, this 20-year-old. Yeah, that was too quick for even our replay. Let's have a look here. That was a great pass from Charlton and Shannon.
Great positioning there by Olivia Shannon, just in behind those 2 defenders there to get that nice touch. Well done.
Well, Shannon gets her fourth goal in her 26th game for New Zealand. Well done to her. She only turned 20 just last week. And she is going to have a long career for New Zealand. Maybe as long as Kayla Whitelock. I don't know. We'll see. She's got a few years to catch up to Kayla Whitelock.
She does. 18 years.
Yep.
Kayla
Debuted in 2003, which is an amazing achievement that she's still playing international hockey. And she still looks at home playing international hockey.
She does. She's still dominating out there, taking control.
Well, this will be interesting to see how Australia react to what's happened too. There's Thompson. Such a good heads-up hockey player is Liz Thompson. Well, a little stick to almost disrupted, but Megan Hull has been one of New Zealand's best today. She comes with a scything run. Here's Shannon again. Play on's the call. Edwina Bone, as all good defenders do, Cherie, get themselves between the ball and the goal.
Great defence there from the Australian girls. That was staying on the ball, keeping a stick in there. Well done on stopping that shot.
Somerville here for the Hockeyroos. Davey jumps on that loose ball. Seeks the safety of Megan Hull. Thompson. She's been pressured though. Good pressure coming in here from Chanel. Remember Chanel on debut, and there we are, forced to turnover.
Good pressure there from the Australian girls.
Yeah, Courtney Chanel's had a good game. She's only 20 years of age. From Sydney. Looks like the Australians have got a good player there coming through their system. Well, 11 minutes to go. Remember, if we're tied at full time, folks, there's no penalty shootouts in these games in this series. It's an agreement between both teams. There's Whitelock. Couldn't control it, was Mickelson. Oh, it's a lovely control from that player again, Chanel. Here's Malone, the goal scorer. Pearce looming up on the outside here. Pearce to the circle. Malone. New Zealand need to defend this, and they have. Whitelock's been dispossessed, but she wins the free hit.
It's good passing there from the Australian girls. Just trying to, earn that penalty corner.
Oh, Katie Dorr hustled off the ball there. Good pressure from Malone. You're a busy team, Australia. They keep hustling and hassling their opponents. Somerville can't control that one. Will be New Zealand ball. Fran Davies. Kayla Whitelock all the way back to Hull, but again that press is quite effective from Australia. But can New Zealand break it? Cadell. She needs to put the afterburners on. Maybe Mary can put some pressure on now as Australia heading backwards. Hope Ralph concedes the free hit. It was weird, Cherie. It was like the Australians were playing in the wrong direction there for just 5 seconds. Brooke Pearce. She's a very good player.
Quick player there.
Yeah, she's a good player. Still playing at a very high level. Brooke Pearce. Been in the team 8 years now. Oh, that one snuck under the stick there of Somerville. New Zealand picked up a cheap turnover as Smith inbounds it quickly. Mary needs to get onto this. Lost the ball, Olivia Mary, and away come Australia once again. Dickens has done well. Dorr. Davey. She's got it. Davey looks for Cadell, who can't find Cadell that time. Another turnover, so ball not being held as much by both teams at the moment, Cherie.
Just need to make sure that last pass was just a little bit too much into space. Probably needs to go a little bit more stick to stick. Both sides are sort of that, as they're entering that 25, just too far in front of the player.
Goal scorers in the game, Rosie Malone for Australia. Goal coming in the first half in the second quarter. Equalizer to Olivia Shannon earlier in this last quarter of the contest.
So you can see now Australia just holding back a little bit, just sort of waiting for New Zealand to bring the ball up. It's a little bit different to when they're sort of aggressive, pressing aggressively.
Oh, Megan Hull. It's gone horribly wrong, but Katie Dorr can salvage the situation. Dickens, clever play. Yeah, nice. Katie Dorr has it. Oh, good interception there from Bone. That was quality from her. She's been one of Australia's best at the back.
She's been very, very solid, yes. Hasn't done too many things wrong back there. Some just good, solid tackling, staying with the player.
Another hugely experienced player, Bone. She's been in the team 8 years as well. 200 games for her country. Here's Australia into the circle, but Megan Hull has it. But they're looking to try and win the ball, and she's done so. Davey to inbound it. Oh, she's given it away cheaply, and now Australia can come into the circle. Oh, she's rescued it, Taryn Davey. The umpire gives possession to New Zealand.
I think we've seen some pretty good for the first game in 14 months, first international game. I think that it's been there's some pretty good play that's been going on. Looking out there, you certainly can't tell that they haven't played for well over a year.
I think that's a very good point. That was great play from Charlton, but King just couldn't link up with Hope Ralph. So now Smith puts pressure on. And I don't think that touched Smith's stick, it didn't. So it's going to be New Zealand ball. Mickelson back to Davies. And now Dickens. 5.5 minutes to play. That might work out for Davey. Oh, it's good work again. That's Peris over there again. She is a handful with the ball at her stick. And she's got a great pass there.
Yeah, good vision on that pass there.
This is Jenner. In fact, it's Chalker out there. Chalker looking to create again for Australia. Looks to get that return ball. No, it's gone out, and it's going to be New Zealand possession. Oh, given away, and Malone's got it. It's off the foot there. It's play on. Malone in the circle. Oh, Hull rescued the situation, but only just.
Good diving tackle there. Need to be careful on those ones.
Megan Hull, brilliant effort from her, but Australia will keep the pressure on here from this long corner. That's Kershaw crashing it in. Whoops, Dickens, penalty corner. Well, hang on, there's been a change of decision.
Yeah, it looked like it came up off the Australian stick to the New Zealand girl. So
maybe an overrule from Kelly Hudson. Maybe Amber Church was just a little unsighted. Now Dickens under pressure here.
Yeah, good pressure there from the Australian girls. Just trying to force that turnover. We're sort of running 4 minutes to go.
Thompson looking to find Olivia Merry, who had to drop back a bit. Good pass.
Great vision.
That's Pearson. Now Shannon. King's up front there, unmarked. Shannon to the baseline. It's still there, but no black jumper there. Cherie, nice steal by Charlton as she comes back into the circle. And that's come off her foot.
Well done, Australia. That's great defence. I think the New Zealand girls had a overloaded player there, but Australia worked hard to get back, and of course then had more numbers than the New Zealand girls. So well done to Australia there.
Well, Bone did really well again. She's been a rock at the back for Australia in this game. Barden over to Kershaw. Control here will be important for Steph Kershaw, and she's done brilliantly. Mickelson trails her. Oh, there is a very important stick there for Thompson. It's still there. It was going wide. New Zealand survived. Dickens gets rid of it. It's still there, though, for Australia. Claxton tries to get it back in. Trying to get a penalty corner now, Megan Hull. And she wins a free hit. Megan Hull again. Very composed play. That could have gone awry there for New Zealand.
A little bit messy back there. So glad that that sort of call got made and they can work their way out now.
Oh, important control here for Fran Davies. It's been trapped superbly by that Australian player, yeah. Here comes Claxton in midfield, the captain. O'Halloran still there. Oh, Grace O'Halloran saves the day. How did that not go in?
I don't know how that got through. Great work by Grace.
Well, it's all happening with 2 minutes to go. Australia probing here, searching for the winner. Now it comes to Barton. Mary tries to make a tackle, but Barton's got through that tackle. Barton reverses it into the circle, but it's off the back of the stick. New Zealand will want to take this quickly with just over 90 seconds to go. Now here's another look at this. Gee whiz, I tell you, number 26, Emily Chalker was right there. And New Zealand having real trouble getting it out of their own quarter again. Thompson. That's off an Australian stick. So who's going to get one more chance? Maybe New Zealand yet. With just over a minute to go. Can either of these teams pinch it? But Dickens under pressure again. Malone tries to shut off the space here for New Zealand. Cadell, if she can get through here, and that... There's an infringement. And in fact, there will be a green card. So one of the Australians gets a green card. Kershaw it is. So New Zealand have got a one-player advantage with 45 seconds to go.
Oh, they just need to push that extra striker up. Just got to get the ball up there.
No thought of either team dropping their keeper. Now Whitelock. New Zealand got to get it cracking. 30 seconds to go. Davies plays it forward now. Now that could fall for Charlton. Sam Charlton coming forward. Crashing it in, but can't find a teammate. Just couldn't quite get the angle on it to maybe Kelsey Smith to go between the legs again, like Shannon did earlier.
Perhaps could have sort of just given that easy one out to Mickelson there. But
New Zealand, oh, great interception by Sam Charlton. There is less than 10 seconds to go. Can New Zealand create something in these last few seconds? A free hit to New Zealand with seconds left. Charles got to crack it in. There is out of time. It's no goal. So it's a draw in this first game between New Zealand and Australia. Well. In the end, a very even contest, Cherie.
Yeah, I think that both sides definitely had patches where they were, controlling the game. There'll be, definitely lots of improvements in the next game tomorrow night. But certainly New Zealand will probably need to look at the corners. They had ended up with 7, I think it was. So they'll be disappointed with not converting one of those. But I think the Australian girls also defended very well too. Both keepers obviously kept the score low.
They shorted the 14th draw between these two teams in the last 10 years. So a 1-1 finish. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with Ford Assured Future Value Finance. No deposit needed, and at the end of your payment term, choose from a range of options, including upgrading to a new Ford. Search Ford Escape now. Ford, bring on tomorrow.
Then holding me back.
History has not been kind to our men on cricket's biggest stages.
He's got it! England have won the World Cup!
Now, Sky Sport proudly presents the biggest stage of all, the inaugural ICC World Test Championship Final.
Bowling! Ball strikes! India, incredible!
Don't miss the Black Caps versus India.
This is the ultimate test.
Live June 18, only on Sky Sport.
So it's finished 1-1 here in game one of the women's Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. Really beautifully poised series, very even contest. Let's head down to Sharino, who's got some after-match reaction. First up, it's Stacey Mickelson, the New Zealand captain.
So Stacey, over 14 months since you've last played, were you happy with that performance?
Yeah, I think we are happy. Obviously, you'd want to come away with a win, but I think we started really well. It was really nice to see the girls go out with lots of energy. Obviously, after so long away from international hockey, I don't think we shied away from it, which was great. I think we probably lost a bit of composure through the middle there, but great to come back and get the draw.
And some points for tomorrow night's game?
I think probably just focusing on what we did well. I think the way that we started, the way that we moved the ball around their shape was great, and I think we just lost that a little bit, and I don't think we handled the pressure that Australia put on us, particularly through the middle. They certainly increased that with their press, so I think we'll be watching a bit of video to try and figure out how we can get around that.
Well, good luck for tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
All right, there we are, Stacey Mickelson. And now we can hear from the Australian captain for today's game, Jane Claxton.
So it looked like it was a pretty tough game out there today. Are you happy with the 1-1 draw?
Yeah, a bit of a shaky start, I think, from our end. First game in 446 days, I think, for us. So definitely getting used to that international speed. And as you probably saw out there tonight, us in New Zealand do battle it out. We have similar styles of play, that kind of contested run-and-gun hockey, high intensity. So, yeah, a few fresh faces from our team, shaking out the nerves tonight. And tomorrow, I think we'll have a steady ahead.
And you caused a few turnovers, especially there in the sort of second and fourth quarter. Was that one of the focus points for today's game?
I think traditionally our game is definitely hard-pressing, turnover-type contest. So, yeah, I think once we got the nerves out of the way in that first and second quarter and headed into the second half with level heads, we definitely started playing more of our style and felt a lot more comfortable out there.
It's certainly nice to be able to watch some international hockey again in such a long time. So, well done, and we look forward to more of it tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks so much, and thanks for Palmerston North for having us.
Thank you.
Well, there we are, Jane Claxton, which brings down just about the end of our coverage for you. Let's have a quick look at the goals again. That was Rosie Malone just before half-time. And the Australians, fair play to the Hockeyroos. They come back beautifully after a pretty slow first quarter. And they came back, and that goal to Rosie Malone gave the Hockeyroos the lead 1-0. And then we saw the New Zealand equalise with this pass to Charlton. That lovely little flick between her legs from Olivia Shannon. A lovely goal from Shannon, the 20-year-old, to get New Zealand back in the contest. And that was early in the fourth quarter. But that was how it ended, as both teams pressed over the last 5 minutes to try and get the winner, but it wasn't to be. The great news is, after our first night, we'll be back tomorrow night to do it all again. We have the Black Sticks against the Kookaburras, second of the men's matches at 5:30 tomorrow evening, and then that will be followed by the women's match at 7:30 tomorrow night, game number 2 Thanks for watching this evening, folks. We hope you enjoyed the coverage, and we look forward to your company tomorrow from 5:30 for match day number 2.
The Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series is proudly brought to you by Sentinel Homes and Hockey New Zealand in association with Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Ford New Zealand, and Sky Sport, your home for hockey.